extremely satisfied and, really happy that Sting is going in the Hall of Fame, but we're talking about a wrestler who has not won a major match in his WWE career and or run. Goldberg even won matches in his WWE run with how short-lived that one was. He even had a World Championship reign, but you will not do the same thing for someone like Sting. Why? Someone explain to me why Sting has not won a major match in WWE. Maybe it's just to piss wrestling fans off, to give us something to complain about on social media, which we have done for a lot of time. Since Sting lost that match with Triple H and the way things went for him. But I think that he really needs to win one major match, especially now with this Hall of Fame induction being very apparent. He's the highlight induction of 2016's Hall of Fame induction ceremony the night before WrestleMania. Really looking forward to hearing what Sting is going to say, who's going to be given the honor of inducting Sting into the Hall of Fame. This is an honor we've waited 15 years to see for the icon, the vigilante, but with the icon showing up in WWE and not having won a major match, I think that he needs to win at least one time in his WWE career, even if it isn't against The Undertaker. But I think that he should at least defeat The Undertaker, especially if this is The Undertaker's last match in his WWE career. There's no better way for someone like The Undertaker to go out than by losing to Sting Steve Borden, who is a great wrestler who has wrestled so many big names over the years, and I remember so many matches that Sting gave me through the years that I was watching World Championship Wrestling. I did not get off that school bus every day and watch Nitro at 4:30 every week to see Sting lose this match to Triple H and be treated the way he has been in WWE. I remember watching Sting in World Championship Wrestling, how extremely loyal he was to World Championship Wrestling, just as The Undertaker was for World Wrestling Entertainment. I mean, they spent over 25 years wrestling and entertaining millions of people, so obviously Sting, after accomplishing as much as what he has a right to be going in the Hall of Fame. But The Undertaker being frustrated over the fact Sting's going in the Hall of Fame before him could give The Undertaker a perfect reason to issue this challenge for Sting for this year's WrestleMania. And just think about the venue and the circumstances of everything that's happened. The last time Sting wrestled was in a championship match. He did not win because of injury. He has not been seen or heard from since. This Hall of Fame induction will be the first time we've laid eyes on Sting since this injury, and the announcement on ProWrestling.com and .net of Sting's injury keeping him away from WWE, and the contemplation on his future and the contemplation on The Undertaker's future also is factoring in here, because a lot of people believe that regardless of who The Undertaker faces, NXT star, legend, whoever he faces at WrestleMania this year, this is it for him. So there's no better one to go out on top with than Sting, win or lose this match. This could be the final ride off into the sunset for The Undertaker, which we thought we had seen at WrestleMania 30, courtesy of Brock Lesnar ending his streak with 3 F5s and a concussion. Brock Lesnar pulled it off, and The Undertaker kept wrestling against people like Bray Wyatt and the entire Wyatt family. He came back to redeem himself after losing to Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania 30 at SummerSlam in 2015, months later, a match that was over 17 months in the making, and you would have thought then The Undertaker would have ended his career then, because both WrestleMania and SummerSlam are staple events that wrestlers strive to headline. WrestleMania, SummerSlam, Survivor Series, even the Royal Rumble are staple events that wrestlers strive to headline, so you would have thought then he would have ended his career. But I think The Undertaker versus Sting, there's just something about the wrestling psychology which is awesome. I think the conversation with wrestling fans, being at an all-time high. How can we go much longer without having seen this match, and how much longer can WWE keep putting it off and putting it off and putting it off and teasing it? We haven't even seen a storyline where they work together. And there is this insane idea of how The Undertaker and Sting could possibly be going in the Hall of Fame at the same time, which means The Undertaker's Hall of Fame induction could be happening the same time in 2016. So does this mean that we're just a couple of days away from hearing the official announcement that both Sting and The Undertaker are going in the Hall of Fame? I don't see this happening, because The Undertaker is still believed to continue wrestling until he's physically unable to do it. And this could be where The Undertaker is physically unable to do it. Yes, I understand that. But again, he needs that one decisive match, that one final opponent. And I just can't see Sting going in the Hall of Fame without having won a WWE match or having faced The Undertaker. There's just something that seems so perfect about having The Undertaker versus Sting this year at WrestleMania, because we haven't seen it out of all the dream matches we've seen over the last decade, and we've seen a lot of dream matches happen over the last decade. We've seen everything from The Rock and John Cena to The Rock and Goldberg, and now we could possibly be looking at The Undertaker versus Sting. Who can blame me for looking at this match the way I have, breaking down the tale of the tape for over 25 years for both of these wrestlers? They have been in wrestling, they have been in movies, they have been in entertainment, professional sports for years. So definitely their legacies are never going to be forgotten, but I think there's got to be just this one moment that is going to redefine what this business is really all about. And I think Sting and The Undertaker is that match in that moment that could definitely go a long way in redefining what this business has been about for years. And this is really the pinnacle. Am I right or am I wrong having said this here? This seems to be the pinnacle of what every wrestler strives to get to. That one WrestleMania main event that doesn't need to be for the WWE Championship or really to be about anything, only who's the best between, say, legends like The Undertaker and Sting. That's the moment that wrestling and wrestling fans try to get to in their wrestling careers. If we're not here in the business to be involved in matches and moments like these, then we pretty much have our purposes being defeated if we don't get to moments like where we headline WrestleMania and matches that aren't for championship and just based off the mutual respect or the hatred that two wrestlers have for one another. That's really the pinnacle and what really goes a long way in redefining what this business is really all about. Now, do I have a prediction on this match? Given the fact that Sting has not won a major match in his WWE run just yet, he has not won a match against either Triple H nor Seth Rollins for the championship last September. It's been months since we've seen Sting wrestle in a WWE ring. It's been months since we've seen him have a challenge be thrown his way. And with how he said post-WrestleMania 31 he was going to reach out and grab everything WWE had thrown his way, then The Undertaker versus Sting with the chance of Undertaker when fans were contemplating what Sting's future had in store during an interview on WWE Network with Renee Young. With these chants, I think that Sting could possibly be the man who retires The Undertaker and has that one decisive moment in a WWE ring. The Undertaker loses to Sting in The Undertaker's final match, and then out of respect, after shaking Sting's hand, The Undertaker steps away from the ring, which he has owned for years, and gives it to Sting in a sign of respect. That would be awesome to see something like that. Of course, fans chant things like "You Still Got It," chanting Sting's name after remembering for years, especially me, having remembered Sting for all those years in World Championship Wrestling, having competed against the names like Ric Flair, Hulk Hogan, Rick Rude, Scott Hall, all those legendary matches he had over the years, and wrestling as far back as the Territories, winning his first World Championship back at the Bash in 1990. I mean, he's had so many incredible matches, so why not give him this one moment, this one career-defining moment, which I have spoken on for weeks on my YouTube channel. I have documented it. It's no surprise, nor should come as a shock to anyone, that I've been talking about Sting's career-defining moment for what feels like forever, probably for a lot of people who tune into the show and have subscribed to my YouTube channel and subscribed to my blogs on my websites and different wrestling news websites. Here's the thing. Sting needs that one career-defining moment, regardless if you agree with me or you disagree, regardless if you concur or unconcur with my opinions on Sting. He has not had that one career-defining moment. We have not seen anyone really pose an argument or present an argument to Sting going in the Hall of Fame. So that one guy you would expect to present an argument to Sting's induction would be The Undertaker, or the one guy that you would expect to see induct Sting at least would be The Undertaker, and no one has really said anything with the exception of the video package they put together on Sting's career with people like John Cena, Randy Orton, and even The Undertaker apparently having commented on Sting's induction, which also leaves me with the impression we could be hearing from The Undertaker on this. We're going to be seeing a face-to-face between The Undertaker and Sting regardless if this match happens or not, either because of how The Undertaker feels about Sting going in the Hall of Fame or just to show some respect for Sting going in the Hall of Fame, a place The Undertaker believes Sting should have been in for years. That would have been really interesting to see, too, if that's how it would have all played out. Say Sting comes out to comment on his induction into the Hall of Fame weeks before it happens, and then The Undertaker shows up and confronts Sting. Here's the thing. We need time to build up for a match like this, and this is an indicator that this match probably will not be happening, is because you need time. You need a couple of months. You need several months to build up for Sting versus The Undertaker. That's the thing, and they don't have enough time for Sting versus The Undertaker. If it would have happened a couple of weeks ago, I'd be more of a believer in seeing this match between The Undertaker and Sting, but the thing is we are running out of time as the weeks pass by So if anything, if it looks this way right now, if it continues to look this way, what we're looking at is probably either a face-to-face about 2 or 3 weeks before WrestleMania, by the time we get to that point where The Undertaker comes out and challenges Sting based off everything that's happened for him and to him over the last couple of months, or we see a face-to-face on the night that Sting says his final goodbye to WWE, which will probably be the night after WrestleMania when, of course, Sting has his farewell for WWE fans, like so many wrestlers who have retired in the past have had before. Here's the thing. Off of this Hall of Fame induction, a lot of people feel Sting is done. We're not going to be seeing Sting anymore. Off the neck injury, ever before it was announced he was going in the Hall of Fame, a lot of people felt we had seen the last of Sting. But I held to the belief that we had not seen the last of Sting. Obviously, we haven't, because we're going to be seeing him the night before WrestleMania, regardless if he wrestles at this year's WrestleMania or not. But the thing is, at 58 years of age, I've never seen Sting wrestle as good as what he's been wrestling for WWE, and even the 2 or 3 matches he's had on Raw and major pay-per-views without having won a major pay-per-view match. I've never seen Sting perform at this level before in his life or be as good as what he's been over the last couple of months. He really is the exemplification of what everybody strives to be in the wrestling industry. And how can WWE Creative and WWE's upper echelon of management like Triple H, Vince McMahon, and John Laurinaitis have gotten away with treating Sting the way that they have? Obviously, the McMahons and Triple H are not going to let WCW win and let Sting get one over and pull the proverbial wool over everyone in WWE's eyes over everything that's happened. You know, we're going to forget about this. We're going to give you the championship. We're going to give you every honor for WWE when you haven't done anything for us in the last 15 years. We're going to just give you everything. Here's the thing. Sting's not a Dwayne Johnson. Steve Borden is far from a Dwayne Johnson who did everything for the WWE and showed some loyalty to a certain extent. Maybe not all the way or to a certain degree, but he did show a significant amount of loyalty, and that's why Dwayne was given everything before Steve ever was. But here's the thing. You know, I think we can make an exception and give Sting at least something to be remembered by. And they may be looking at this Hall of Fame induction as what Sting's going to be remembered by. But I don't think a lot of wrestling fans are going to accept the fact that Sting has never won a match in WWE, and they want to see him get to that one career-defining moment, that pivotal point, if you would. And I think that The Undertaker versus Sting is that pivotal point that everyone strives to reach up and grab that proverbial brass ring. If ever the phrase reaching up and grabbing the proverbial brass ring was ever true, I think that phrase couldn't be more true right now, because Sting versus The Undertaker is obviously that opportunity, that defining chance to reach up and grab that proverbial brass ring and go a long way in redefining yourself. You know, I haven't been a wrestling fan and following the product for over 15 years, talking about deaths and suicides and drug problems and firings and releases. I haven't been a